I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33. And the first movie I ever remember seeing in a movie theater when I was a young child was The Empire Strikes Back, the second installment of the Star Wars franchise. And this cinematic masterpiece was a doorway to initiation for me, initiation into a great mystery school that I have forever been fascinated with. And in this video, I'm going to initiate you as we're going to break down some of the metaphysical wisdom in Empire Strikes Back. See, this movie is a masterclass on shadow work. It's a masterclass on manifestation. It's a masterclass on the relationship between a conscious creator, or one who is walking the path of a conscious creator with a purpose, and the relationship of that initiate, that being Luke Skywalker, with God, with the Force, as they call it. But that is God, ultimately. God, the universe, the collective 0 point, the grand consciousness that unifies all things. But in this video today, we're going to talk about manifestation. As Luke is learning the principles of manifestation with Master Yoda. His initial teacher was Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first Star Wars movie, and Obi-Wan passes away, but comes back in Revelation to instruct Luke to his master, Master Yoda, for the next level. And the version of Luke going to Master Yoda is still very impatient, still is stuck in his old self, in his limited ego. And what he experiences initially is the clash of this ego of wanting things to be a certain way with the expansive nature of how things are, which Yoda is opening him up to. And one scene that sticks out to me that teaches manifestation is the scene where you see Luke in a flow state. He is at peace. He's concentrating. He's balancing on one hand. And you see rocks in the environment start to rise. Luke is using his energy, his intention, his connection with this grand unified energy called the Force, and he's becoming one with it. And he is using this power that goes beyond his physical body to move rocks. But he gets distracted. In this same scene, his X-Wing fighter jet, the fighter jet that got him to Dagobah, the fighter jet that's going to get him off that planet for his greater mission, he notices it starting to sink. He gets distracted by the 3D, by a circumstance. And the old self goes into fear, goes into panic. It goes into this reactionary thought and immediately pulls him out of that flow state. And you see the rocks start to fall, and Luke falls, and everything that he had connected with in that moment falls apart. And Yoda instructs him just to go and get it out. Do what you're doing. A great principle of manifestation. People perceive that there are big and small manifestations, but in truth, all manifestations are equal. It is only the importance we put on a manifestation which in fact pushes us away, creates more resistance from the big manifestations, and that's what we see here. And Yoda teaches this principle to Luke. Luke's basically saying, I can't do it, it's too big. Then Yoda says, no, it is only big in your mind. And classic line, Luke says, okay, I'll try. And then Yoda says, there is no try, there is do or do not, which goes back to belief, going back to knowing. When you know you do. When you're in a state of being, state of flow, and your intention comes from that peaceful state, you get those instant manifestations. You get manifestations left and right in that flow state. And that's something I've experienced when I've been in a flow state, and how you practice this, knowing what that feels like, knowing what peace feels like, and then having a few intentions that are simple, like manifesting a coffee, manifesting finding a dollar bill on the ground, manifesting seeing your favorite car, these little things. And when you are in that state and you put those intentions out there, like clockwork, I've found I manifest just like that. And so going back to Star Wars, Luke says, I'll try. And so he starts to concentrate on the X-Wing, and he gets some movement. He's starting to get the X-Wing coming up out of that water. He's using lots of force, lots of concentration, though, here. He's taken everything in his being to work through those limiting beliefs. But eventually what happens, the limiting beliefs overcome him. The X-Wing sinks, as with Luke's spirit, and what does he say? He says, I can't. It's too big. And then he says to Yoda, it's like, you ask the impossible. You ask the impossible of me. Turns his back, goes off to sulk and despair. And then you see Yoda gently concentrating, focusing on the X-Wing, and pulls it out of the water and up on safe land. Then Luke, in his disbelief, says, I can't believe it. And then another classic quote from Yoda. That is why you failed. Disbelief. Once again, this is how manifestation works. When we believe something is beyond us, no matter how badly we want it, we will fail to manifest it. But when our belief is certain, we have the certainty within us combined with that flow state, combined with that inner peace, we can move mountains. Moving mountains is no different than manifesting a coffee or a dollar bill. And just like Yoda was training Luke to manifest big things, we start training ourselves by manifesting small things. When we are first able to tap into that state of flow, being able to notice what it's like when we're in that state of peace, when we're in that state of, I'm okay where I am. I'm good with or without something in my external reality. Then we tap into that manifestation state. And then manifesting small things, like I mentioned earlier, a dollar bill lying on the ground, or coffee, a free sandwich, seeing your favorite car just show up for you in some way, shape, or form. These little things that may seem nice but insignificant, when we are able to see that we can manifest from that flow state with the little things, that gives us the proof that we need that we can manifest the bigger things, which will take practice, because we have to work on the version of ourselves that is not resisting the big thing. And this wonderful lesson is illustrated perfectly in The Empire Strikes Back, using the Force to move small objects, to move big objects with intention, with an inner state of peace, and flowing and connecting with something bigger than our individual selves. So, with that being said, those of you who are called to their greatest human potential are learning to be intentional manifestors. It is a practice, and Empire Strikes Back shows you how to practice. I'm showing you how to practice, and I will see you on the other side. Be well, my friends.